So I just wanted to share with you my journey or my experience joining the mini jam with the monsters theme, and it also had the limitation of everything is alive. I wanted to create this video, or I made this video to create some content and share my journey in game development. The idea for this game jam I went with is a simple snake game where everything is alive. For example, the walls try to eat you and the food try to escape from you. I began by modeling or creating the level. So the simple floor and some walls. I also created a check texture, colored it with green to make the floor, duplicated the floor to create the walls, changed the size for the mesh and the collision, and changed the color into an orange one. I duplicated the same walls and changed some size for the floor. Now with this empty space, or rather, I also chose a vibrant color palette, but it didn't appear as I intended it to look like. Now I will start to model or edit the food. I went with an eye theme, so it will look like a monster's eye. And with this empty space of fast pacing the video, I would like to share that I have no idea what I am doing in creating a devlog video. So bear with me, and if you have any feedback points, just let me know in the comments so I can improve. So in here, you can see I am creating the eye. And as you can see, we jumped into something else. I went for a break, and then when I came back, I started working on something different to increase my motivation. So I just snapped the settings and the main menu screens from my other games and brought them to this game, and just started fixing some bugs and issues to make it work for this specific game. And you can see a lot of fast forward. What else to fill this video with? I have no idea. So I just keep learning from this, and instead of just discarding this video, I would like to keep it so that I can look back at it in the future and see how much I have improved, hopefully. I mean, we can skip it. Here we are, yes. So, as you can see, here are my first attempts in making the snake rotate based on the player's input. And after a lot of testing and coding, I have found that the best way to do it is to make an object rotate based on the player's input, and then let the player copy the rotation of that object. So as you can see, the player can now rotate. And then I added the tail. The tail was made of static bodies, so they were pushing the player in the direction, and I really like the way how the player started moving, but with some glitches. So my second attempt is to make the tail take a little bit longer to follow the player so it won't push it. But then I went with the 3D area so it won't affect the player's movement. But it removed the cool movement of the worm that we had when we had static body. And now we have the food being able to be eaten by the player, and it will just change the position into a random position on the map. I also added the feature that allows the player to increase their speed based on how many eyes they have eaten to increase the challenge of the game. And as you can see, the speed have broke the tail. The tail could not keep up with the player's speed. So I just increased the player's update frame. And let me go back. The update rate of the tail. And when the players die, he just disappears. So I went and added a win-lose screen that I can use for the game or any other games. And we are again using the fast-paced video editing. Simple, but effective, hopefully. And after I have created the lost game, as you can see, the lost menu appears when you lose. I also added the randomness into the eyes scale. My goal here was to add some polish since the game is almost finished, and my strategy was to add randomness and feedback. So as you can see, we have the eye change its size, and I also added a little feedback where the player's head bounces when they eat an eye. I also added the glow effect, as you can see. Here we go, glow effect, and a little bit of the screen zoom in and zoom out when they eat. I also used the same effect for when losing, plus frame freezing. And I really like this effect. I saw it in another game, so I said, why not add it to the game, where the whole map tilt based on the player's position. And as you can see, we had this weird effect on the color. To fix that, I just had to remove the world triplanar. Wow, that's a long word. World triplanar. And now the effect did not appear again. And as you can see, the world tilt with the player's movement. I really enjoyed it, but we had a problem where the player starts to fly. Since the invisible direction of the player was also being tilted by the world. So all I had to do is move the player's player direction outside of the tilting map. And as you can see, it will work fine. I also added some movement into the eye to add some of a challenge, somewhat of a challenge for the player. You can see the eye collides with the tail and the walls of the game. And it had random speed and random direction. And for the final, or for the end of the video, here's some gameplay of the game. And voila, we have my first devlog video with voice acting or voice commenting. I'm still learning this whole new recording videos things. So yeah, again, if you have any tips, ideas, or ways to improve, I would gladly read the comments and try to improve my best. Thank you for watching. Whew.